What's up, everybody? Welcome to Second Look. It's Geek Replay, but we're rebranding it, and we may rebrand it again. But anyway, I'm Josiah Pawlak. With me, my good buddy Jeff Pawlak. How you doing, Jeff?
What's going on, everybody?
We did one episode so far. Seth and I did Captain America: Civil War's trailer. This time we're going to tear apart Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. So the first anthology film for the series. We got this trailer about 2 weeks ago. I did a really quick write-up on it, but now we're going to analyze it in person for you here.
Let's do it.
So that first screen, it says right there, the following preview has been approved. That's something we've seen numerous times. Like, really? Get with it. It's ridiculous, right? Gosh. It's green again. I'm very excited for this. Obviously, I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
I'm excited too, man. Hey, how
Yes.
can you not be?
Exactly. So we're going to go here. We meet Jyn Erso. JYN is her name, played by Felicity Jones here. We see her walking into what appears to be a rebel camp. What do you think of Felicity as the lead so far, just from this minute and a half trailer?
I think she's going to be fantastic. She's spunky. She's sassy. I feel like she's going to be a wonderful lead character for this.
She is a rebel through and through.
Right.
I mean, we got an awesome Rey with Daisy Ridley, and I think that's what we're going to get a little bit with her. But she seems so fresh, so unique. Mm-hmm. But anyway, she's walking in there. Any idea what to speculate on where this is, this rebel base?
Maybe Yavin 4? Who knows?
It looks like it a little bit.
It's got that vibe to, like, you know, those hangars inside the pyramids. I don't know, but it'd be neat if it was.
Interesting to speculate.
Absolutely.
So they're giving a little bit of the credentials of Jyn Erso here. You know, been on her own since 15. We don't really know much about her, but this is a good introductory here. Right around the main table, the Rebel base. We see it in Episode 4. We see a little bit of it in Episode 6, and then also in 7. So Mon Mothma. What do you think of her and who they cast for her?
That's so cool to see her back. You know, she... Even though she didn't have such a huge role in the original trilogy, everyone knows her. You know her name. You know her appearance. It's so cool to see her back like this.
She is perfectly cast.
Right.
My gosh, she looks just like the original actress from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, like you can, especially in a shot like this where you're not right up in front of her with the camera. How can you tell the difference?
She sounds like her too, mannerisms. Fun fact: this actress played Mon Mothma in Episode 3. She's very, very background cameo during the Senate hearings when Palpatine's kind of overthrowing the Republic, yada yada. She had a scene that was cut out of Revenge of the Sith where she talks with Padme and Bail Organa about starting the rebellion.
Neat.
So it's really cool that she kind of got screwed out of Revenge of the Sith, but now she seems to have a prominent role in this. Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Reckless, aggressive, and undisciplined. This is a rebellion.
Our lovely cast of rebels here. So we see Jyn in combat here, but it looks like a sandy environment again. I don't think we're going back to Tatooine.
Right.
But do you think it's possibly Dantooine, which is something we've never seen anything of before?
You never know.
Again, more speculation, right?
I would like to see them jump to some different planets and locales that we haven't seen so far.
My guess is they're doing more throwbacks to A New Hope and that original trilogy because...
Could be.
Obviously, Force Awakens did a lot of that, and I think they want to still brand that before they go into Episode 8. Who knows? We're still learning a lot about this here. Big explosion there, lots of stormtroopers.
I rebel.
I love that line right there, and we see Mon Mothma again.
Right.
Jyn's telling her, I rebel. Like, she's obviously tailor-made for this role, right?
Absolutely.
And what is her background? Like, I get the sense that she's almost like a bounty hunter, but not really. She's kind of like her own agent.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely her first experience with the Rebel Alliance. Like, she hasn't been part of it up until this movie, I feel.
Do you think she's hired by the Rebel Alliance to steal these plans?
Maybe.
Okay.
Kind of using like a mercenary.
That's what I'm
type
saying.
of idea.
Mercenary's
Yeah,
better than bounty hunter, I think,
Maybe.
for a term here. Let's move forward here. The lovely Lucasfilm logo. I love that shot because that looks like it's ripped right out of A New Hope. It's a huge throwback to 1977. Even the effects, it doesn't look overly CG. And for all we know, that could be one of the models they actually used.
Honestly, when I look at this, I feel like that's a model. It looks like it has a very physical texture to it.
It does. It looks like there's a big lighting effect.
I don't think that's CG, to be honest. I could be wrong, but
yeah, only time will tell. I don't think it's CG either.
That looks like a prop to me.
Let's see. So we're getting our first glimpse in a few decades here of the Death Star. I love that.
That's so cool.
What do you think about? So we had a little bit of a debate with the Geekiverse crew before last week's Walking Carpet.
Okay.
That's satellite dish being put on there. Adam had a big issue with it being how it was constructed because he's like, they're just plopping it on there. I think that's kind of funny. Like, I don't know. It just looks like that's part of the construction. They built the satellite dish for it, and now it's going on. I know, right? Like it was a hot topic.
I don't see what the controversy is. I'm sorry, I don't know how you guys got roiled up in that.
He'll be able to defend himself a little bit better, but my thought was like, all right, that's one of the final pieces to the puzzle. You know, this giant weapon is coming to fruition. I think that's pretty crazy.
That's not what I'm going to fixate on, personally.
Not at all. I think it looks great.
Is that clear?
So we don't know who that is.
Yes, sir.
Her saying yes, sir, right there, that tells me that goes right along with her persona, that she's a troublemaker.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yes, sir, kind of thing. So
they're mobilizing. Who is that?
Who is this guy?
The man in the white coat.
So, again, Adam had a theory that was Tarkin, and I don't think it looks like Tarkin, to be honest with you, because this is going to be very close in the timeline in Star Wars canon, right before A New Hope.
Right, it's not like several years beforehand.
Exactly, and he's been in Clone Wars and Rebels, and he's very, like, Peter Cushing has a very familiar face. Yeah. You can't replicate that, I think. I could be wrong. But anyway, he looks like... well, Adam said it was Tarkin because in the book, The Lost Stars, that was released last year, Tarkin is referenced to wearing a white cape and a white uniform. That, in my opinion, that just could be a number of things. That could be another Grand Moff, another governor.
Yeah.
Do you think that's Tarkin? I don't.
I have a feeling that...
I think that's our new villain.
Yeah, I think that's a brand new character, personally.
I bet you we see more of that guy in trailer 2.
Yeah, maybe Tarkin is, watching over his shoulder the whole time, kind of taunting him or something like that. Maybe Tarkin is, his mentor, in a way. And this is the guy that wants to be Grand Moff Tarkin.
Okay.
And then things go wrong, obviously.
That's interesting. I had not thought of it that way before.
I think that's a new character, though. I don't think that's an established character.
Yeah, I don't think that's anyone that we've seen before. Love that shot of the stormtroopers there. Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, man. He looks great.
He looks very, very good.
He looks so grizzled.
He does. He looks like he's playing the role of the older mentor in this.
Yeah.
The Obi-Wan in Episode 4, maybe Han Solo in Episode 7. He looks like he's the guy.
Yep. He looks like he's been doing this for a long, long time, and it's kind of worn down on him over the years.
His monologue here with what are you going to do if you're caught kind of thing, like, I think that really brings about the intensity that shows the Empire is at its height right here.
Right.
They ain't screwing around. They were 20 years after Episode 3. They've had a lot of time to establish themselves. You get out of line, this is a dictatorship. You're done.
Yeah.
And I love the fear and urgency that it brings to this movie, because this has a total war feel.
It does.
New Stormtrooper. What do you think of that?
I like the black on it. I think it's very imposing, very menacing. I love it.
I'm into that. In the background, it looks like a moisture farm.
It does.
It's on fire.
That spire absolutely screams moisture farm to me.
Screams back to Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Right.
Again, it looks like, it's tough to tell, but almost like a green planet there. That might be Yavin 4. Who knows?
Possibly.
When they catch you.
See some rebels in trouble there.
Yep.
This guy right here, so to the left of the screen, the droid.
Right.
That is interesting to me. It's not quite, but it looks like an IG model. If you remember IG-88, the bounty hunter from Empire, it makes you wonder if he's a part of their dealings there.
Possibly.
But again, Rebel Alliance always on the run here.
What will you do if they break you?
So I can't wait for this
I'll let you talk about this guy. First, well, the Stormtroopers, again, look awesome.
Yeah.
They did a great job cutting that right from the original trilogy. Donnie Yen. We don't know much about him, but he's messing up some Stormtroopers.
I've always loved how Star Wars has incorporated legitimate, like, real-life martial arts techniques into its fight sequences. What he's doing right here is, a lot of staff fighting, Jojutsu, as it's known. I can't wait to see who this guy is, what his role is, why he's taking out these stormtroopers in particular. Does he have force powers, for example, or is that just all natural ability right there?
I think it's all natural. He looks a little bit almost like a monk
right
here, and it looks like the stormtroopers don't. They look like they're coming upon him and they're not going to do anything to him because he's blind, and then he just starts messing him up. That's crazy.
Right.
It's absolutely crazy. I wonder how big of a role he plays, but I brought up last week, Donnie Yen is most known to me from Shanghai Nights.
Right. I remember Shanghai Nights.
Obviously, he's in a lot more than just Shanghai Nights, but like that was the callback to me.
Right.
One of my favorites.
Almost as like a contrast to Forrest Whitaker, who's kind of weary looking. His Forrest Whitaker's character's clothing is real beaten down, real kind of dirty. He looks very regal. He looks almost aristocratic. He's got a cloak there. It looks like he's got a colorful sash over him. He doesn't look like the kind of guy that can beat the crap out of you with a staff. If you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, we talked about it in one of our segments for this week. That Marvel with Doctor Strange seems to be branching out towards the East a little bit in terms of culture. Maybe Star Wars is doing the same thing.
It could be.
That's pretty good. I mean, Nick Gillard was one of the stunt coordinators for the prequels with all the lightsaber battles. I think he did a fantastic job.
Oh, he did.
And it reminds me a little bit of that style here, though. I don't think he's a part of this film.
No, there's definitely martial arts influence on this.
Absolutely. Again, you see the stormtroopers there. This guy. So,
is that our mystery gentleman from earlier?
Is it? I'm going to just wind it back just a little bit there. And there we go. So he, it seems like it's the same outline to me. Again, the white cape is interesting. Looks like, you see the stormtroopers kind of floating in the water there, right on the beach here. I have no idea where this is, and that's a huge part of the fun with Star Wars is speculation.
Absolutely.
We have no idea what's going on here. They've just created probably a whole new, era for us, even though this is right near. It's kind of a prequel in a sense. So Adam thinks that's Tarkin. I think it's a new character. Jeff's kind of in the same camp as me.
All right.
This here is a very, very interesting scene to me.
Right.
The guards there, the Imperial Red Guards.
I'm so happy just to see the two guards. I always love their design. It's so cool to see them back.
I want to see them in action.
Me too.
We've never seen them in action.
Right.
They would probably be a good match for Donnie Yen's character, the way they would fight with those stats.
True. Crimson Empire, some of my favorite comics that were before this rebranding, retconning.
That's right. Well, anyway, they're the Emperor's personal guards.
Right.
That tells me maybe that's the Emperor there.
Right. They're not there for some nobody. They're there because someone really, really important is there. And like,
who's in the back to tank? That's what I want to know. Is that Vader? Who's the Emperor going to see?
Maybe
Vader needs these treatments, all these years later from what he's gone through. I think that's the most exciting shot of the whole trailer to me because it leaves the most questions.
Yeah.
I'm
you really can't get an answer just from looking at that.
Those guards are sick.
I've always loved that design. One of my favorites.
If you continue
Again,
to
Forrest
fight,
Whitaker. Love seeing the walkers here.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so cool to see them back.
They
great pause, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely
I'll never be able to do
fantastic.
that again.
It's one in a million.
Basically, laser eyes right there. We haven't seen those in action since Empire Strikes Back in 1980.
Right.
This is looking pretty sick. Now we see satellite dish there. It looks like too, just off to the right, which makes me wonder if that is like a shield, some sort of shield.
I really want to know what planet this is because we've got palm trees in the background. We've got
sand.
like a sandy environment. I really want to know what this planet or locale is.
Yeah, I have no idea what to think about that. This is all we know about Rogue One is from this trailer so far. So take us to our next portion here. This might be my second favorite shot. Jyn turning around. It looks like kind of that Cloud City chamber that Luke was in. Mm-hmm. She's got the Imperial badge right on her shoulder, like from one of the TIE fighters that wears the black armor. I think she's undercover here.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think she's inside the Death Star at this point. This is when she's infiltrated this, the big bad Citadel. I think.
So cool.
Right.
So cool. She looks awesome. We already talked about it earlier in the show, but she is going to be a fan favorite, I think.
I think so, too.
Oh, man, they know how to cast these days. What I tell you, since Disney took over. So, Rogue One. Final thoughts on that?
I mean, a fantastic debut trailer. We know that this film is going to be less action-adventure-y than the previous Star Wars films have. Like you said, this is more of a war story, and you definitely got that feel from this. This is a gritty, bleak war story as opposed to, a frolicking action-adventure.
No Jedi that we know of. No. Probably a little bit Vader. I bet you we get... I was shocked to hear at this point that we didn't hear any of Vader's breathing. I kind of thought that was going to be our tie-in, but I like that they wanted to make this Jin's trailer.
Right.
It seemed like to me, anyway. I bet you we get at least 2 more for this, maybe another one in the summer and one in November.
I would say so too. Yeah.
I believe December 16th is when this is coming out. Don't hold me to dates. I'm terrible with them. We all know that. Yes. But we're very excited, yes. Leave your comments below. What's the most intriguing part about this trailer?
How do you pick just one?
Exactly. You know we're going to talk a lot about it over the next 8 or 9 months here. Very exciting. Visit us, leave some comments below, and visit us on social media. Thanks for watching. For Jeff, I'm Josiah Leroy. Thank you.